My name is Josephine Ishman, and as Sharon said, I'm a member of the Community Education Council in District 2, and we oversee about 50 public elementary and middle schools. And I'm here to talk to you tonight about our students in temporary housing and basically what's happening in the Midtown area. As of now, we have about 100,000 students who are living in temporary housing. And according to the New York Times, 1 out of every 7 students will be homeless at some point in time in their school-age life. And homelessness basically is any student that's either living in a hotel, in a shelter. They could be doubled up in apartments. We've seen 2 families living in a 1 room. It could be students living in the train stations, places that are not fit for humans to be living there. So the majority of our homeless population in District 2 is located in 4 schools in the Midtown area. And they have many challenges. And one of the major challenges that they have are getting their clothes clean. The hotels do not provide laundry services, and there's nowhere really for them to wash their clothes. So a lot of our students have to go to school with their clothes that are not cleaned. And as you can imagine, it stigmatizes the kids, and a lot of them just don't want to go to school because of that. And the kids that we're talking about are kindergarten through 2nd grade. They're very young children. The majority of our student homeless population is kindergarten through 2nd grade. So this is a very important issue. We want these kids to stay in school. And so far what we've done is we've applied for funding through Corey Johnson's office, since most of the schools are located on the west side. We do have one on the east side. And but in the meantime, that could take up to a year to get those funds. So we're looking for anyone who may have a connection to a laundromat or somewhere where we can get laundry cards, and we can help these children have access to laundry services. Another thing that the students really need are social workers in the schools. And this is something that has been talked about in the press, but somehow it's not happening. The DOE doesn't have enough money. So we're trying to partner with some of the universities to get them some health services. And we're also just looking for ideas. Any ideas that anyone has that can help us would be greatly appreciated. What we're trying to do basically is break the cycle of poverty. And if we don't reach kids at this age, it's going to be very hard to reach them down the line. So whatever you can add to that, we're happy to hear and join the conversation. And we've had, like Maytag, I think, has donated several washer and dryers in the California School District, and that's worked very well. It's lowered their absentee rates. One of the issues that we're having in New York, though, is that it's because of some of our school buildings are so old, it's actually very costly because they have to put in new electrical wiring, they have to put in plumbing, they have to put in ventilation systems. So this could cost anywhere between $25,000 and $35,000. So that's what the big expense is. Just so happens in the Midtown areas, we're also getting a lot of students from Puerto Rico and Florida, so some of the storm-affected areas. And, there are kids, there are residents now, so we want to do what we can to help them make their transition as smooth as possible. And, one of the issues with the hotels is that the families have to move every 30 days in order to keep their homeless benefits. So these kids are literally moving around the city every 30 days until they find either a permanent shelter or a temporary shelter and a permanent home. So this could go on for years. And once they get into the schools, we're trying our best to keep them there and give them a sense of community. All of the schools have a social worker, but the social worker's time, they're usually half-time, and their time is dedicated to students with IEP. So those are students usually that have learning disabilities. So no extra time is being given to the students who are homeless. So the teachers and the principals are doubling up as social workers and making house calls, and that there's only so long that can happen. They're not really trained to do that. So we need people who are really trained to help these children. One of the other issues that we're trying to raise funds are for the after-school program. And as you know, after-school programs are free for middle school kids, but they're not free for elementary kids. So if we could at least get some funds for our homeless students to be in the after-school program, that would help enormously. It's a lot of enrichment. It gives them extra times with their teacher, and time, quite honestly, out of the hotel. The kids, they'll be okay during the week. Friday comes, they go to the hotel on the weekend. We're back at Monday again. They're hiding under the tables, and it's just the cycle starts all over again. So it's a lot for the teachers to deal with. Thank you for having me.